Huh? Right. Jeez. Yeah. Jeez, this is the first time I've actually left speechless at the start of the show. There's no interrupting, no kind of things in the background, nothing like that, huh? But, excuse it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's show of Mauls, Balls, and all the breakdown. I'm joined by the usual gruesome twosome, I suppose, as I should call us. Trying to think of a good name here now. The Baldy and the Hairy.
No. Back to the drawing board, Johnny.
Doesn't work.
Back to the
Doesn't
drawing
rhyme.
Fuck it, lads. Anyway, as you know, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube. Matt will be putting this up on Spotify later on, just in case you want to have a listen back at any stage. Len, I'll come to you first on this one. Ulster 47, Benson 13. What are your thoughts on that game? Right there.
Sorry, Dan. Yeah, brilliant result. Brilliant result for Ulster. Some good performances. I was kind of flicking through between that and the Leinster game, so I didn't see all of it. But Balakoon is fucking, I tell you, that chap is definitely, hopefully we'll see him in the Six Nations. Another 2 tries for him. Who else? Fucking, who's been a fucking revelation for Ulster is Werner Koch. He's
That's Darren's giggity. That's Darren's giggity all the way.
There's the giggity out of the way. All right. But no, in fairness, look, it's a bonus point win up in Ravenshill, and it was fucking rocking on Friday night. What was it? They were a point behind us at half time. And then they turned around and 35 unanswered points after that. That's phenomenal. Richie Murphy must be absolutely thrilled with the way things are going from Jesus Christ, my brain. Benetton didn't have an awful lot to them, in all fairness. So look, as I say, I was flicking back and forth, so I didn't see it all. Actually, what I did see was yet again Jude Postlewaite, a fucking brilliant game, and himself and Hume, another 2 that should have their hands up for inclusion in the Six Nations. And they have a nice centre pairing going between both of them. And look, that's, as I say, I didn't see a huge amount of it, just back and forth. I saw a few highlights afterwards, okay, but look, a great win, bonus point at home. So yeah, really happy enough with that, I'd say.
You were saying about Ballincoon, Postlewaite and Hume.
Yeah.
To get into the Ireland squad.
Yeah.
Would you, if you were in Andy Farrell's shoes, would you kind of go, fuck it, I'll throw him in during Six Nations, or would you wait until the summer series and November series to give them their chances then?
Yeah, look, we've discussed this, and we were just saying, keep talking about the fact that what the Six Nations is worth monetarily to the IRFU.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe they might just have to take a fucking hit. I think they probably should have to take a hit on the Six Nations and get in as much young blood as they can. I'm not saying wholesale, but I think they do need to take a chance, and fucking so be it if we come third or fourth, because there's a distinct possibility if we play all the usual suspects, we could come third either way. So
fourth
or fourth, yeah. So my opinion would be give it a lash. Take the hit. Look, they have enough reserves there in the bank to take that hit. I know they probably don't want to, and it could have, implications further down the road for academies and stuff like that. But, we might get a team out of it. These are young guys. Jude Postlewaite is phenomenal. He's a young guy. We have an agent. All our centres are aging, to be quite honest with you, in the Irish setup. So it would be nice to go to the next World Cup with 4 fully formed centres. You have Hugh Gavin down there in Connacht. Another great game on at the weekend. So that would be my view. But look, that's only my fucking opinion.
A few comments here before I come to you on that one, Matt. Gregor says evening, and very good. Gregor again said, Jude yet again showing what he is about. What about the run for Cox's first one? I suppose his first try. I suppose. Yeah, I suppose a good run for myself, but I kind of skimming through the highlights earlier on.
Yeah, what
Um,
he is doing though for them is he's giving them a great attacking platform. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He's popping up left, right, and centre. And look, Ulster have a pretty much homegrown squad up there. You know, they hell.
popping up,
And, what?
popping up left and right.
Fucking move on. I'm saying no more.
And Jude posted away, Peter. That's who I'm talking about. Understand culture, will you, for God's sake. There's more than life than beyond the pale. Oh, Matt, your thoughts on the Ulster Benetton game? Ulster win that one 47-13.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a very tight first half, with Benetton actually leading by a point going into the second half. As Lena said, like, I think Jude Postlethwaite is how you really pronounce his name, not Postlethwaite. Him and Hume, they had a great game. And I think Gregor Galway was saying in the group there earlier on that he'd love to see Gavin and Postlethwaite playing for Ireland in the centres, which is actually probably a really good pairing, because I won't talk too much about Hugh Gavin. I'll talk about later him, but he's doing fucking great things as well, you know. And as Len has said, like, we've an aging centres, not just one. There's fucking 3 or 4 of them that might not be even
All four, really.
Yeah, all 4 really, you know, and they might not be making up squad. So we need to start looking, especially in that position. Now there's a few other positions as well where we're kind of light in depth on as well. We need to be exploring them as well. But I'd love to see it for the Six Nations. But look, getting back to Ulster, I think their second half performance was just fucking unbelievable. They just blew Benetton out of the water. And as Len said, 35 unanswered points. I mean, Benetton didn't even get a score in that second half. And yeah, Balakoon, unbelievable. Like, another 2 tries from him. Again, he's just fucking lightning on the wing. You know, he really is. And we need to be exploring more wing options as well. But yeah, look, as Len has already said, I think Timony had a good game. Some of the new forwards, didn't really know some of their names, but they all seem to be good. I know Sheridan has been playing well, but this lad Sam Crane in Tighthead, very good. Scott Wilson on the opposite side in loose is good, and Tom Stewart at hooker. But this other fella, Matthew Dalton, I hadn't really heard of him much. I'm sure Gregor will tell us all about him, but again, I thought they were phenomenal in the second half, and it's goes to show you what Jack Murphy's doing. He's building the team now, you know, because a couple of seasons ago, even last season, they were a 40-minute team. It could be 40 minutes in the first half and 40 minutes in the second half, you know. And if that was their bad half in the first half, they've no problem.
Yeah.
No, they'll have no problem for the rest of the season. So yeah, look, very exciting. I think Doak played well as well, actually, and yeah, Jack Murphy as well. Cock is doing his usual things down the wing. He is a flyer. He is a flyer, but I'm just loving Balakoon at the moment. I really am, and I really fucking hope to see him in the Six Nations. I don't think Scottsdale didn't do too bad at fullback either. He wasn't great. He wasn't bad. It was a kind of an average enough game. So again, they could be looking at him for an option as cover for fullback as well. But yeah, look, fair play to Ulster. A super second half. Super. Yeah, delighted.
Matt, since I have you there, I'll come on to this one now. Leinster 24, Dragons 10. What do you reckon of that one?
Do you know, that was a good battle for Leinster, I have to say. And look, you cannot take that performance away from Dragons. They were fucking phenomenal. Yeah. They battered Leinster's line for a big period of that first half. And remember, they won that first half. They went into the sheds 2 points ahead. You know, Leinster kind of were a bit shell shocked, and discipline again wasn't good. And I had to laugh, like the bloody commentator. I don't know who the commentator was, but the second yellow card came out for Leinster, and he said, "Oh, shades of the fucking weekend." And like, oh my god. Yeah. Again, you gotta say hats off to Leinster, because they came out in the second half and just put them away, you know. Joshua Kenny, as another winger that we need to be looking at and exploring again.
Yes, actually.
He is very quick, and this is the second game where he scored 2 tries. So very happy with him. Again, Harry Byrne is just he's another level at the moment, and we've spoken about this several times before. He's going to be on the radar for Andy Farrell massively, and it's great to see it because he's going to put pressure on the 2 boys, whether or not it'll come of it. But I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Harry Byrne on the bench at some point in the Six Nations. Who else had a good game? I think, Dermot Mangan, okay, he got a yellow card, but he is a unit of a fella. And again, we need these kind of lads when we're going to play big packs like the Springboks. We need these big ball carriers and big physical men, especially up front in the scrum, to give something back. Soroka, again, another great game. I'm just going to say, like, I don't know, like, we spoke about this in the group again. Scott Penny's tackle, I don't know how that wasn't a red card. At minimum, a yellow. It was absolutely bananas. And I think the referee really needs to be questioned, because I think it was about 4 or 5 times the Dragons captain said, but it was direct contact to the head. And he just shut him down. But, like, okay, so his challenge, well, he was low, he wrapped, but it was still shoulder to the head, and it was shoulder directly to the face. I'm sure your man broke his nose or whatever, but, like, how that decision came about, I do not know, and I think that was a bit mad. Again, it shows you the inconsistencies in the refereeing and the rule, the interpretation of the laws and all that sort of stuff. So it's baffling, absolutely baffling. He should have been off the field, 100%. But look, we'll take the win, bonus point win. I think the highlight was Schneiman running down the wing like a winger to get that final try.
Took the words out of me mouth.
Yeah. So look, happy enough, but there's a lot to take from that game, for them, because discipline wasn't there. They didn't start great, didn't have a great first half, and 3 yellow cards. Like, do you know what I mean? And was there actually 4? There could have been 4, was there?
No, 3 yellow cards. Kieran Megan, Scott Penny, and McGrath. All for that, sir.
Well, there should have been 4. Should have been 4, I suppose.
It should have been 4. Yeah. No, it should have been 100%. I think Frawley did okay in centre, but he's not a true centre, and it's just tough for that lad, because he's just shoved from pillar to post and expected to do a job. But you can't blame him. Like, he does perform consistently, but when you're being switched from fly half to centre, to back
to fucking centre,
on the wing sometimes,
whatever,
it's just it's annoying. And look, I know we do have utility backs, and that is their job to kind of cover all these positions. But Jesus, like, I mean, he can't be covering for everyone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
but he's not a utility back, though. He's a fucking 10.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's a 10 at the end of the day. They're turning him into a utility back, unfortunately. But look, he does give the extra option. At 12, he's he has the ability to be another playmaker outside of what a normal 12 would do, because he's so used to playing at 10. But he had a decent game. But the chap is not getting, as you say, he's not getting a chance to shine, because he's been fucking thrown all over the place.
Yeah. Paul, your mom and there as well, Matt, saying refereeing is very inconsistent, and she was right. I thought Joe Penny was very lucky not to get that second card. And Len, you actually answered my question, because what I was about to ask was, would Frawley be better off being used as a second playmaker at 12 rather than just your standard run of the middle 12?
No. No. Look, I think, like, fuck, we're not having this fucking 10 debate again, but, like, we have Sam, we have Jack.
We'll be having this debate for the next fucking 10 years.
In the fucking day. It'll be that on the fucking South African scrum. Fuck off. I'm fucking a pin the ultimate. Right? But look, but in fairness, I still think we need more depth at fucking 10 because Jack is fucking fantastic. Sam is good. But like, I still think Frawley and Byrne need to be in that mix there, right? They really do. So like, we're just talking about World Cup here, because it is a preoccupation. Like we've talked about this before, and a lot of Irish journalists, rugby journalists, are now actually saying, you know, we said it before, we're kind of a bit of laughing stock of rugby when it comes to the World Cup. You know what I mean? We can have all the Grand Slams and the fucking Six Nation titles and everything else and be sitting there at number one, but fucking quarterfinal exit in the World Cup, and that's as far as we get. So if we're fucking being serious about this, we need depth. And even like they're maybe not going to take 4 fucking 10s there with you. Frawley will probably, you know, he needs a run at 10, and so be it if the two boys, Jack and Sam, are performing, and they bring Corral or Frawley as utility back, right, to the World Cup. This is like all fucking hypothetical bullshit now, right?
Yeah.
And just say fucking Harry is left at home and one of them gets an injury. You can still stick him on a fucking plane and bring him out. So we need I think we need a depth of 4 guys for the Irish setup. Not just be relying on fucking 2 or 3 or 2.5 or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. Matt, one question for you though, before I move on to you. Like, do you think Harry Byrne's time at Bristol did benefit him? You know, just for the run against the game.
We've spoken about this, and myself and Len have chatted about this a lot. Definitely, because he went away and he came back a different fella altogether. And I think it's sometimes getting out of the setup that you're so comfortable in and that you've grown up playing in from when you were in the junior squad, getting picked for the senior squad, making your first caps for Leinster, then getting out of that environment and into an environment like the Premiership is vital. And he even looked back to when Sexton went to Racing. Although he was flogged to death over in Paris, he came back a different man, you know, and his perspective and his visions were much better. And I think Harry has massively improved his game since coming back. But there was no doubt about it that was the best thing for him at that time. And I think he did it at the right time as well, because he kind of knew, well, I'm not getting picked, so let me go and get this fucking experience abroad, and I'll play and I'll fucking learn from guys over there, and I'll piggyback on their experiences and learn from different sets of coaches and all that sort of stuff. And then he's come back and you can see him, he's fucking hit the ground running, and he's playing out of his skin. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But like, as well as that, you hear professional players that, you know, have been with a club, even won't come to mind now exactly, but I think it was one of the Quins players over in the Premiership. I can't remember who. Recently, we were just talking about being in a setup, as you said, Matt, for a very, very long time. You're learning nothing new unless a new coach comes in. If you're the same coach for fucking years and the same structures, and all of a sudden you go away to a different team, you know, just a slight new perspective from a new coach or whatever, or, you know, a new kicking coach or whatever it may be, it can be just that little fucking 5-10% that's missing. And, you know, in fairness, Harry didn't spend a long time away. He was only went out there, you know, it was on loan, like, so I think it done him the world of good. And maybe we should be looking at that guys that are further down the pecking order.
Yeah, but even on that note, like, look at Joey Carberry. He's playing really well for fucking Bordeaux, you know, and yet he's still quite injury prone. But when he's fucking playing really good rugby, and he's already expressed an interest to come back to play in Ireland. And if that's the case, his experience that he's going to bring back, he'll definitely be looked at as well. And then all of a sudden, you fucking 5 going for that fucking spot.
Yeah, and look, the top 14 is no walk in the park either. You know what
Jesus,
I mean?
No, absolutely not. Just because they're paid so much, and that's their bread and butter, and all the clubs are owned by independent businesses and all that sort of stuff, and the money and the involvement and what goes into the games over there is unbelievable.
And they make no bones about it that the foreign signings are there to be abused, basically. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. But look at Johnny Sexton.
The top 14 teams have this thing about win your home games. They're not all that much worried about going on the road. So the foreign players are always the ones that play the away games.
Yeah, like even take the example of Johnny Sexton when he was playing in Racing. During the Six Nations, he was released to go and play the Six Nations. But on the 2-week break, he had to go back and play in France.
Because
So,
they make no bones about it. You know what I
That's the
mean? They're
power.
going for her. Tough fucking
Yeah.
shit. Suck it up.
That's a question for you. I'll come to you this one first, Matt. If Joey Carberry came back to Ireland, what province would you like him to see him go to?
Well, look, he's been in Leinster and Munster already, and didn't set the world on fire in either of them. So, me personally, I'd probably put him maybe in Connacht or like I know there's only Connacht or Ulster, but I don't know, maybe Ulster, maybe I don't know. It's a really good question. It's a really good question. I don't know the answer to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with him coming back to Munster, to be quite honest with you.
No, well, look, I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't.
Like,
I'm not saying that like I fucking go out and get him. I'm just saying that I'd have no problem with him. Like Joey's only problem is he's injury prone. That is his only fucking, and he's been wicked unlucky with fucking injuries. But no, I wouldn't have a problem. You know, but he could be utilised in any of the provinces, to be quite honest. Well, probably not Leinster because they can't fucking decide on the 10 as it is. So no, sorry, Matt.
No, look, you're right. It's plain and see to obvious for all, not just Leinster fans. Like,
Yeah.
I'll come to you in a second there about the Leinster game, but I'll come to Peter's comment first. It says Leinster didn't play well, really. However, I think folks are expecting vintage Leinster performances, which is not going to happen anytime soon. Do you think he was right about that after Friday night's game?
Me?
Yeah,
well,
of course. You are then, aren't you?
Look, it wasn't a great game. Look, let's be honest about it. It was marred with fucking handling errors and another 3 yellow cards. Leinster really made fucking hard work of it. I know Matt said that fucking credits to the Dragons who were banging on the fucking door for a long time, but defensively, they, on the line, Leinster were good. But as I said, fucking Dragons, on the other hand, couldn't fucking score in the bottle. So it was a fucking, between the fucking two. Yeah, look, there was a couple of standouts. Like, I know both teams were missing internationals, and I'm not sure fucking how that plays out from a Welsh point of view and in all fucking fairness. But that game could have gone either way, Again, the highlight, as Matt said, was Snyman running down the way. For fuck's sake, I think I said on the group, you know what I mean? If you're the last man in the fucking line, and Snyman is fucking trundling down towards you, you
take your chances and go yourself.
You do your bollocks. You go, there's the try line. I said in the group, there's the try line. Keep going. I value me fucking ribs. Off you go. Fucking, you ain't going to be fucking stopping him. Yeah, he made a huge difference when he came on. Like, the performance changed for Leinster when Snyman came on, and that was a pretty decent team. I know, like they had a bit of youth there, like Royal and Soroka. They were actually both very, very good, but the tone of it changed when Snyman came on. It added a bit of ballast to the squad, and really fucking. The highlight, fucking, or the talking point was yet again another contentious decision. Like, I'm going to do a whole fucking section every Monday night. It's going to be my tinfoil fucking hat fucking section, right? All right, but no, I'm serious here, lads. Right? You'd have to wonder, right? Or maybe it's just me, right? But you'd have to wonder, right? We had the fucking autumn series, and we had all the fucking red cards that were rescinded, and fucking too many cards, and the whole lot. You'd kind of have to wonder, did World Rugby send out a directive or a memo or whatever to the refs going, right? Because they're getting flack from the autumn series and the decisions. There's no two ways about it. You only have to read across any rugby pages. They're getting fucking flack for the way things are being handled. So you'd have to wonder, do you send out a directive or a memo or advice as such to say, listen, if you're not fucking 100% sure that it's a red card, go the other way because there's too many red cards being handed. Like, I've never seen so many fucking yellow and red cards as we did in the autumn series.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
So it came to that decision, Ahmad is 100% right. You know, he moved his body in an upper trajectory, right? And it was shoulder to fucking head. I don't know how he managed to talk it down. Like at one stage, he went over to Craig Evans, the assistant ref, Turkey Teeth, as Claire calls him. But,
well, to be fair, she's not wrong.
Yeah.
She's not wrong. I'm heading over for a hair transplant shortly. But
best of luck.
I know a lad that has a mate of mine has gone over. I thought he was
That's only have the beard, isn't it?
Yeah, I genuinely thought he was saying he was going over Asher, going over for the trans. We thought he was all joking, right? And he had pictures of him in Turkey. He says, I can't drink. He says, sure, I'm going in for the op in a couple of days. He fucking put up pictures of himself with the fucking marker in the head, and we were going, are you fucking serious? Oh, motherfucker. Never mind. Anyway, that's by the way. Yeah, look, that decision swung the whole game, because had Penny been carded, it would have been a second yellow, which meant a red, and more than likely, the Dragons would have won that game. So he was trying to convince Craig Evans, and I just can't see.
I don't know if they would have. You said yourself they couldn't have scored in a brothel, so I don't know if they would have or not. They didn't look like scoring in that second half.
A red card and the sending off, and a penalty on the try line. Yeah, I think they would.
The game was nearly over at that point.
Yeah, and a try would have fucking won it for him.
No, it wouldn't have, because we were. It was too far into the second half for them to be able to win it, even if Scott Penny was red carded.
You reckon?
Yeah, it was. What it was, I'm going to check now, but I think that was later towards the end of that second half.
I think it was as well.
I think it was. I don't like if what you're saying was if it happened around the 40 or 50 minute mark, yeah, maybe then. But I don't think it was. I think it was around 68, 70 odd minutes.
It was, yeah. I think it was.
Yeah, but that wasn't enough time for
yeah, but Snyman not get to try after that. Snyman got to try after that incident.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like
yeah, but that try wouldn't have been there. But look, that's beside the point. But look, like look, in all fairness, when you watch the replay, there wasn't just a head contact. It was fucking Brian Deeney came in on the other side with another no wrap tackle. So he was hit twice, right? Which they just seem to ignore, right? So then there was lads online going, oh, well, you have to blame the Dragons player because he went in leading with his head. Well, lads, when you're picking and going on the fucking try line, now, like, seriously, like, there's a fucking mitigation, right? But, like, trying to blame the fucking Dragons player for leading with his head, right? Now, when you're on the try line, literally, and you're fucking going fucking forward, unless you transplant your fucking head onto your fucking arse, you're always going to be leading with your fucking head. It's as simple as fucking that, right? Or else turn around and try and fucking reverse in and arse first over the fucking line. That's absolute fucking horseshit. It's and then they were saying, oh, he was low. But again, when you're on the fucking trial and picking and going, you're always starting from a low base. You're not going to stand up with the ball and then fucking trying to go 2 meters with it.
Yeah, but look at Gavin Coombs. How low does he go when he's trying to go over the try line? He's practically kissing the fucking grass.
Yes, but in all fairness, look, correct me if I'm fucking wrong here, but I think they don't ref going low leading with your head anywhere in the 5 meter fucking channel, because that, like, if they did it, the game would be fucking an absolute nonsense.
You can't pick up a ball. You can't pick up a ball without your head leading.
Of course, like, that's what I'm saying to you. Anatomically, it's fucking impossible.
It's unless you don't have a fucking head, or you put your head back, but then you're not looking at the ball. Like, how the fuck you pick it up?
But that was some of the excuses that I saw online. I was going, here, like, this is just taking the piss fucking completely. Like, but look, yeah. And then somebody was saying about intent. He didn't intend to. How the fuck do you know what he intended? Unless you're fucking some sort of fucking Yuri Geller and you can read minds, you don't know what he intended, whether he did. I'm not saying he intended to make fucking shoulder to head contact, but nobody knows.
Then,
Yes.
there's a good comment here by Gerben. He says, on yellow cards, is rugby the only sport now that you're penalised for poor technique, inability to perform, or just not being as good as your opponent? In regards to getting yellow cards.
Yeah.
It's a good comment.
Yeah, it is a good comment. Yeah.
It's a very good comment. Like it,
But look, like
it would
well
seem.
look, I wouldn't like to see Penny get fucking a red card and get sent off. But like we in our own group, we all fucking discussed it, and we all went, didn't we? Every single one of us goes, "How the fuck is that not a card?" You couldn't. You could not look at that incident and not go, "Was that a card?" Now, whether one game, right? I'm not 100% sure on that map, but like either way, it was a fucking daft decision, and yet again another daft decision by a referee, South African referee, might I add.
Before we'd actually be moving on to a different type of South Africans now in a minute. But
Right.
Pauline Bowen comes in here, says Snyman played better for Leinster than he did for Munster. The turncoat, ha ha ha. Now speaking of Munster, Len, Munster 21, Stormers 27.
Yeah,
Go
to
on,
Matt.
let
You
rip.
tear away there, Matt, will you?
No,
Useless shower of cunts letting the team, letting the country down.
Got the fuck up, Bold. I'm still not fucking over it. I'm fucking still raw. Be quiet.
The only fucking team that
this?
didn't win at the weekend. You useless bastards.
You quoting somebody there, Matt.
Then go
Anybody
on.
we know, no?
Go on.
Had to.
Go on. Go on then. Let's see what you got to say. Just let loose, man. Let loose.
No, I won't. That should be a black flag. I'm still in fucking mourning. Look.
They should have won that game. There's no doubt about it. They should have won that.
There's fucking no two ways about it. And that's fucking why I'm so fucking pissed off. You know what I mean? We had a chance to go top of the table. We really did. 21-6 at fucking halftime. We were fucking flying it at halftime. The variation in our attack, 3 fucking tries, 3 good fucking tries. You know, we were fucking cruising. Now, well, we were cruising up to about, say, the 30th minute, because about on the half-hour mark, the pressure started to come on from the Stormers. They kind of fucking woke up, and they were putting us under pressure. But look, we weathered the fucking storm, and we went in 21-6 to the fucking break. Happy fucking days. And I'm sitting there going, right, you know, absorb the pressure, tack on another try. It's a bonus point win. We didn't, and I know we'll come to the Connacht game, but the Connacht went in a similar kind of scoreline. I think it was 23-5 at halftime for Connacht. The difference is Connacht went off and got another fucking 2 tries and came away with a bonus point win. Look, you don't want to single out individual lads, but for a start, Coombs threw out the leg to try and trip fucking Smith. That was just fucking stupid. It was just fucking stupid. You know what I mean? We have to cut out these silly fucking errors. Especially, look, like Stormers already are top in the URC. Both of us were unbeaten. So you cannot be giving away stupid fucking penalties to a team like that. And not only that, getting yellow carded and putting the rest of the team under pressure, because you cannot go a man down against most of the South African teams anyway, and certainly not the Stormers. What was I going to say? The fucking
Pat by Crowley.
We had that then, and we had a wraparound pass from Jack Crowley. Now that wraparound pass worked brilliantly in the first half. Things seems to be sort of a new element for game. We don't do a lot in the line of wraparound passes, in fairness. And that one, we pulled it off exceptionally well in the first half, and it led to a try. It didn't in the fucking second half. It fucking killed us. And look, again, I think it was the wrong time and the wrong place to try and pull a move like that. to be honest with you. We probably should have been Munster of old. Yeah, Danny's nodding his head. You agree with me, Danny? We should have fucking stuck it up the jumper, shouldn't we?
Up the jumper stuff, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we really would have fucking, you know, and you know, your man Dylan Mart had when he scored, like, it was 21-20, and there was 12 minutes to go. That was the time to fucking knuckle down, you know, hold on to the fucking possession of the ball, try and keep it down their end of the fucking pitch. If we tag on, look, forget about the fucking bonus point now at this stage. If we get a fucking penalty out of down their end, and you know, fucking just tack on another fucking 3 points. But no, look, as I say, he tried to replicate it. Runel fucking intercepted it, 21-20, fucking 7. But look, then my prayers were fucking answered. You know, Farrell goes over for a try. Not only that, difficult angle, Jack knocks over the fucking extras, and then we hear the TMO chattering away in the fucking background. Call back. Like, it was a tight. It was a tight. He juggled the ball. It was a tight knock on, but it was a knock on, and that was it. And I was actually fucking gutted. So I had to go off and take my iron out on somebody else.
Yeah. And
We
now,
won't say who.
We know who.
Mama Boland is here now. It said they brought their bomb squad and we had a winning try disallowed. And she's absolutely right. Anyway, and she also said,
Well done, Pauline, because I did actually forget that point. That was another huge turning point in the game. About 45 minutes in, they threw on fucking another fucking 6 South African monsters onto the fucking pitch. So, like, whatever pressure we were under prior to that, it was tough going. What's he fucking on about?
he's crying because he's out getting a 0. That's why he's crying.
Definitely not getting a 0. I can tell you that now.
Yeah. Paulie as well saying, Palm is sadly missed. He have the measure of the Saffers.
Sorry, who?
Peter O'Mahony.
Sorry, I didn't hear it. Yeah, O'Mahony, yeah, he would. Yeah, look, we are missing an enforcer in the team. At the moment, we really are. And look, it's very hard to place O'Mahony. You know, to replace him. He just had that fucking dog. He instilled it in everybody around him. We don't really have that at the moment. But look, hopefully, lads, it'll start to come through that we'll pick up the mantle.
Yeah. Now, Matt, before I come to you, just a quick comment from your mom. Stop rubbing it in, Matt. I'm sore over the last 2. We blew it.
Yeah, we blew it, Paulie. Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you. Yeah.
So, Matt, come on.
Sounding like the South Africans now with their excuses.
What excuses?
No
We're not
excuses.
being the ref or anything like this.
All jokes aside, honestly, it was poor to let Stormers win that game, you know, and although you had the winning try would have been the winning try if it had not been ruled out, but you shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's disappointing to see you play so well in the first half and go in halftime 15 points ahead and then score nothing in the second half.
Not a fucking point. Not even a fucking point.
You know, and we know all teams that play a half and don't score, you're putting the pressure on yourselves. But like, have that dogged fight in the end, like you said, where they were ahead and just fucking stick it up the jumper and just fucking rinse and repeat phase after phase and just fucking hold onto the ball. You are missing that.
But sorry to interrupt you, Matt. Can I just say though, we don't have the personnel to stick it up the fucking jumper against big South Africans. That we are missing that.
I beg to differ. Do you know who comes to my mind immediately as somebody as that kind of enforcer or that dogged player? Fucking Gavin Coombs. Get him to stick it up the jumper.
Yeah, but he was off the fucking pitch.
Well, he came back on though.
he did. Well, look, we brought on a Dogbo, and in fairness, that's a guy that can stick it up the jumper. But
Look, plenty of lads there that can do that job.
you have, but like our front row, in fairness, is kind of fucking light against not for say a Scarlets game or.
Tom Ahern.
No, I can't see that. You have to fucking read it
Tom
out.
Ahern. 100%. Peter's bang on right there. And he, to be fair to Tom, he had a great game. Do you know what I mean?
He did have a great game, but even like if you play Tom at 6 or you play him at fucking as a lock, and he hasn't the physicality, and he did have a fucking great game, but he's not a fucking bulky player. You know what I mean? That can go fucking phase after phase after phase. Our front row is light. Now I'm delighted to see the dog go back, but yeah, you need a couple more fucking big lads to go phase after phase and just fucking hold that ball. Look, it's not an excuse because there's other ways around it. It was poor game management, to be quite honest with you. Not a single fucking point in the second half. But even if you can't get your pack to hold the ball, there's other ways around retaining possession and not fucking coughing up ball to the lads. So
they need to get these guys on board now and go, right, lads, yous are the fucking enforcers. Your likes of Gavin Coombs, Tom Ahern, a Dogbo and them lads, and just get them as your core fucking group of lads that just fucking have that dogged fucking attitude and just, no, we're not fucking losing this game. Do you know what I mean? Even when they're coming back, just take the onus upon themselves to rally around the team, do you know? But look, I mean, Tyke Byrne was there. He had a great game as well. Great try that he scored. And, did
you see the dummy between him and Coombs? That was a fucking thing of class. There's not often that fucking Byrne is there on a one-on-one. And
they had their moments.
Threw a dummy.
Really
through the fucking Somers defense. Wow.
They left it out there. And
they did, yeah.
They'll be fucking raging after that.
Look, in fairness, the only thing I will say is, a couple of years ago, Munster would have been fucking that very, something I call a negative form of play. It's solely up the fucking jumper. And now we're actually trying to fucking play our way out of a game, right? Which is good because, okay, it didn't work. Another time that wraparound pass might come off and we would have went down. We would have got a fucking try out of it. It didn't this time. So we are trying to fucking be more creative and more attacking orientated, which is good. And look, the likes of an enforcer, I have no doubt Macmillan will mold these guys. He's not with him that long, but that's his fucking MO, and he will mold these guys and get them fucking playing for each other and fucking, this fucking absolute determination. We're not handing this up. So look, it's it hurts at the moment, but hopefully we'll learn from it.
Yeah, but to be honest, we did put a bit of a comment there, and also there from last season where great 40 minutes, then an absolutely shite 40 minutes. So hopefully this is learning this and to kick up the arse that we actually need coming into.
There's no doubt about it that Clayton Macmillan wasn't fucking fuming and pissing vinegar in that fucking changing room at full time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see, Pauline Boland, Tyke Byrne is a warhorse. He always puts his heart and soul into it, which is true. And Peter Burke, as I was saying here before we move on to the Connacht game, Munster sure won that game.
They should have. They didn't.
Yeah. Could have, would have, should have.
You don't have to fucking remind us, Matt.
Matt, I'll come to you in this one. Connacht 44, Shark 17. What do you make of that one?
Listen, fair fucking play to Connacht. Honestly. They played fucking super. And I mean that was a tight game as well at halftime. I think what was the score at halftime again? Remind me.
23-5.
No? It was what was it?
23-5.
Yeah, look, I mean, fair enough. 23-5. Well, look, they played really well. I didn't see that match in the full. I just watched the highlights of it. But for me, fucking Hugh Gavin he needs to be fucking looked at 100%. He was unbelievable in that game, and actually Shea Mullins as well, another fantastic player. He's playing really well for fucking Connacht, and we need to start getting more of these guys into the fucking Ireland setup. You know, I know Leinster have been the backbone of the Ireland squad, but we've all said, like, if Leinster catch a cold, Ireland get the flu, and it's pretty evident that that's the case. But you know, there's some seriously good players on that fucking Connacht side. Josh Ioane had a great game, I felt, at fly half. He was fucking phenomenal. His interplay with Ben Murphy are just, it's actually just class. But Carl Ford and Hugh Gavin as centre partnerships, unbelievable. They're actually unbelievable.
And Peter saying here that Hugh Gavin is only 21.
Yeah, but sure, he was playing under 20s like a year,
Yeah.
2 years ago. Do you know what I mean? And ever since he started playing for Connacht, he's just been getting better and better and better. And like that, he's only fucking 21, and he's a fucking unit as well. So we need to be looking at these guys, you know, whether it's playing for Ireland 20 or Ireland A squad or a Wolfhounds or something. But Jesus, like, we have the talent. You know, we have absolutely the talent in some of these positions that we're weak and we're going to be weak on soon enough when players eventually retire. But we just you need to get these lads test game experience. You know, if we want to do what we want to do, what we all want to do in the World Cup 2027 and get past the bloody quarter final, this is what we need to be doing, and we need to be doing it now. You know, there's no time like the present. But yeah, look, Shane Mullins, another flyer on the wing. Thought he had a great game as well. Shane Bolton has been I think he was on that Ireland A squad as well. So again, he's a flyer as well. But like, when you look at that Shark squad, they're full of fucking Springboks, you know, and to have that scoreline against a team like that is pretty fucking decent, you know. The pack was fucking huge. I was actually really impressed with Connacht. It really was.
Yeah. Len, your thoughts on the Connacht Sharks game?
Yeah, you see, I kind of watched that in a haze of alcohol and depression after the fucking Munster game.
Which is understandable. Yeah, absolutely fair.
And then I was corresponding with a chap, which kind of threw me off altogether, but never mind that. Look, it was fucking fantastic. They dominated. They absolutely dominated the first half. 23-5 at halftime. And unfortunately, Connacht done what unfortunately Munster couldn't do. And they tagged on another 2 tries in the second half to give them a bonus point win. And, you know, again, look, everything Matt said there, like the exact same points. You know, I thought we had a try from Jack Boyle. Again, fucking playing very, very well. Jay Mullins, another fucking flyer. And the one thing that fucking impressed me about that game was his consistency of Sean knocking off the tee. Because that is where fucking Connacht have been struggling. And in this game, that wasn't an issue. You know what I mean? And I know, like, Carl Ford can take kicks, fucking Carty and stuff, but you need consistency. And I thought Naughton was very, very good off the fucking tee. Look, and I said they done what Munster couldn't do. And we're just going back to what we're talking about, the same with Matt, the centre partnerships. Yeah, Postlethwaite and Hume up in Ulster. Yeah, you have Gavin and Carl Ford down in Connacht. Who also had a good game was Matthew Devine. You know what I mean? And they were well worth their bonus point win. Yeah, you know what I mean? And look, it's brilliant to see them starting to click under Lancaster. It really, really is. You know, we've discussed this before. People say, look, he's never been a fucking head coach. The guy is class. I don't give a shit. He was a loss to Leinster. There's no two ways about it. And I think it was probably the best signing that Connacht could have made in bringing Lancaster down. I think they're going to kick on. And in fairness, up in Ulster, then you have Richie Murphy. And I have a lot of, apart from the loss, I have a lot of faith in Macmillan. I think he's just going to do it. And look, again, we already discussed Hugh Gavin. It's just great. And who else we got? We also have Dan Kelly as another centre option. Again, a young guy. And like I said, it is unfortunate that our four centre partnerships, our four centres for Ireland are all aging. There's no two ways about whether any of the four of them will make it to a World Cup is actually debatable.
Yeah. I'll ask you for your predictions on the games coming up the weekend. We have Champions and Challenge Cup games starting. Matt, will come to you this one first. Leinster versus Harlequins. Who do you see win that?
Leinster.
Matt, Len, your thoughts, Leinster or Harlequins?
Yeah, likewise, Leinster.
Bath or Munster, Len?
This is going to be a fucking... Why don't we never get the nice fucking soft, easy draws like fucking Leinster, eh? Every fucking year. Poor fucking day.
Are you getting the excuses in early, Len, are you?
Len, Johan van Gran.
Yeah, but like the gumshite is actually after doing a fucking job with fucking Bat. That's what absolutely fucking surprises me. It really does fucking surprise me. And like, there's no two ways about it. He's doing well with fucking Bat. Yeah, this is going to be a fucking tough game. It's going to be a very fucking tough game, and we'll be fucking slack off like we did in the second half against the Stormers. It's going to be a long day for us. But look, Munster, man, I'm going to have to go for Munster on this one. But it'll be a tight game. It'll be very, very tight, and we really have to fucking play well.
I ask you on this one now anyway. Ulster versus Racing in Challenge Cup. Who'd see you win that one then?
Look, on the form, Ulster are in.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Ulster.
So, Matt, sorry, I forgot to ask you, Bath or Munster, which one do you see that one going?
Yeah, look, that is a tough one, and it's away as well, so it's in. Yeah. It's going to be a very tough game. Have they the ability to do it? Yeah, absolutely, they have a job, but it's going to be a tough job. They, like Len said, they need to just be switched on for 80 minutes, and they can do it, but it'll be tight. If they have any sort of a blip in the second half, it could be a long day for them.
Yeah.
To the brave and the faithful, Matt. To the brave and the faithful. Nothing is impossible.
No, nothing is impossible. Look, nothing's impossible.
But it'll be a tough game. No,
it'll be a cracker of a game, I'd say.
Hopefully.
Matt, Ulster and Racing, who do you see win that one in the Challenge Cup game?
Oh, that's a tough one as well, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Racing are no fucking slouches, and like Ulster are going well. At home, you'd like to think Ulster would have enough to get by. But again, it's going to have to be a full-on performance, 80 minutes.
Yeah.
No switch.
Racing aren't exactly shit hot at the moment, though.
They're not shit hot, but they're Champions Cup teams.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Regardless of what's going on in the top 14, and actually fucking Power doing superly well.
Yeah,
beating
fucking
teams
yeah.
right and left, right and centre. But yeah, look, Racing are that team that turn up in the Champions Cup and can put any team away, do you know?
Yeah, but French rugby in general, like, I mean, we just saw recently the top 14 have sold streaming rights all over the world for the top 14 for fucking another ridiculous fucking chunk of cash. So, it is the pinnacle of fucking rugby at the moment, the top 14, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Look, I'd say if they get everything right, Ulster will win. Then scrape a win at home.
Hopefully.
Matt, Ospreys versus Connacht. Who do you see win that one? Yeah. Len, Ospreys or Connacht? Who do you see that one win that one? Yeah.
Connacht, and like I actually can see them fucking winning this well, to be quite honest with you. And the recent news, did you see that from the WRU?
Yeah.
That it looks like fucking Ospreys are going to be disbanded. They're going to be bought out and disbanded. Like, that's absolutely fucking crazy shit. You know what I mean? And we only saw, like, it's a terrible effect on Welsh rugby. Like, we saw the Wales fucking South Africa game there, and look, anybody that thought Wales had a chance of that one is fucking needs their head examined. It's, I think it's gone to the stage now, 73-0. Rassi doesn't want to actually fucking. I don't think he wants to actually beat teams anymore. I think he wants to humiliate them.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you, you know what I mean?
For his own ego.
Say again?
For his own ego.
Yeah. And look, fucking actually, I know we didn't cover it, but we're covering the URC, but fucking Eben Esvet's fucking eye gouging. You know what I mean? What a fucking plonker. 70 fucking 3-0, and the game nearly fucking over. And this dickhead goes and fucking fuck off. He should get the longest ban fucking possible. It's absolutely fucking disgraceful. And then he had the fucking
top end 24 months.
What?
Top end 24 months.
That's the top end, is it? You should get it. You really should get it. Like, I mean, fuck's sake, that's a life-changing injury. Like a fucking big fucking South African paw in your fucking eye socket. Fuck off. And what scumbag fucking move. And anybody who tries to defend it really needs their fucking head examined.
South Africans are defending it because they're
like defended or fucking tried to explain it away.
Again, they're not all idiots, obviously, but
no, absolutely not. But anybody that's defending it is a fucking idiot.
Yeah, so some of the lads are saying, "Oh, he was provoked and he was gouged first and all this sort of stuff." And you're kind of going like, well, if he was provoked, then he's worse for fucking reacting and retaliating and doing the same thing. Like,
yeah, hang on a minute. You can be provoked, and look, all comes to all. You hit a fucking lad of box in the fucking jaw and get fucking sent off. That's well and good, and you shake hands afterwards. As I said, fucking gouging somebody's eye with your fucking tongue could be a life-changing injury. No, there's just no fucking place for it whatsoever.
Lads, question for you here now. We have the World Cup draw coming up Wednesday. No, there's an expended amount of teams, and there's going to be 6 groups in it now. Have you seen the bands for the groups yet?
Yeah.
For how? All right. Len, have you seen them?
No.
All right. Ireland are in pot 1. And a quick question for you, so. Who do you think would be the best and possible worst combinations for Ireland to get from band 2? Australia, Fiji, Scotland, Italy, Wales, and Japan. Then who would you like Ireland to get from that group?
Any of them. We have the beatings of any of them on our day. So it wouldn't, and that's not being arrogant, but like in all fairness, we have the beating of any of those teams.
Yeah. Matt, the team you would like to get and the team you wouldn't like to get from that band?
They're all much the same. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They're in that band for a reason.
Because like the rest of them here, that's as you go along, are going to be easy in a way. But one thing I've noticed is there is a possibility of Fiji, Tonga, and Samoa all being drawn in the same group. Would that be a nightmare situation for Ireland?
Not really. Like, you're going to win. It's just you might get injuries. That's the problem.
Yeah, big Tongan or Fijian lads. It's like a bulldozer hitting you. That's about it.
Exactly, but they're not very technical, so like you wouldn't be worried about beating the team. What you would be worried about is sustaining injuries because they're physical games. That's basically it. But I wouldn't be. The chances of that happening are very slim to none.
Yeah, but if we drew those 3 teams, although we'll beat them, do you think the physicality of those sides would help us in the quarterfinal?
Sorry, Danny, can we possibly all draw all 3 of them?
Yeah, because they're in 3 different groups.
It's a possibility, but I do the lotto every weekend, and the possibility of me getting the right numbers is fucking phenomenal. So it's kind of that type of fucking draw as well. Like,
yeah, but it's all in the realm of possibility. That's what I'm saying. I try to do it, and I try not to have a few cans every weekend, but I still have a few cans every weekend. But still,
sure. If my auntie had balls, she'd be me uncle.
Yeah, but to be honest with you,
possible nowadays, Matt. It's possible.
Burke should know all about that.
Maybe Scotty's good customers. I'll say that. But Joe, I was looking at it there, lads, and as Peter said here, it's only going to be from pot one. You've got South Africa, New Zealand, England, Ireland, France, and Argentina.
State the fucking obvious.
I know. After all, Peter is majorly obvious, isn't he? That's his alter ego.
Majorly obvious.
Yeah, majorly obvious, yeah.
Majorly obvious.
Good man, Danny. Didn't
I
think
know,
I had it in you.
Huh? It's what,
Didn't
for the
think I had
Brennan,
it
is it? For the Brennan? Oh, sir. Yeah. That's, I suppose we're at the hour mark, so I suppose we'll call it tonight. For tonight. Len, Matt, it's been a pleasure.
Likewise, Danny.
Take care.
No bother, lads. Good night.